Gervonta Davis reacts to shout out from Tyson and Canelo for the Garcia fight. Pacquiao and Benn being set for Abu Dhabi. What's good, everybody? It's your boy, Cardinal Red Sports. Let's talk about it. Alright, so the legendary fighters Mike Tyson, Iron Mike, and Saul Canelo Álvarez sent some good wishes and shouts out to Gervonta Tank Davis for accepting and going ahead with the Ryan Garcia fight. They had some interesting things to say about him. I just want to get my take on that. Plus, the Manny Pacquiao versus Conor Benn fight is being discussed and planned to take place in Abu Dhabi, and I want to get my thoughts on the legend Manny Pacquiao returning to professional boxing. Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia, Iron Mike, Saul Canelo Álvarez. What do all those guys have in common? Well, Mike Tyson thinks that those will be legendary names in the future of the sport of boxing. He spoke about Gervonta Davis recently in an interview, and he basically said that he feels that Gervonta Davis is a future legend within the sport, and the things that he's doing within the boxing ring will be known like the name Muhammad Ali in the sport of boxing. That's legendary, that spans decades, and that means that Gervonta Davis is one of those names that'll never be forgotten. What is it exactly that Tank Davis is doing that nobody else is doing that makes him such a fan favorite and makes other boxer celebrities want to speak about him in such high regards? I think that's a good question. I think that especially to have, other professional boxers speak about you in such high regard, you got to be doing something special. And if I could place my finger on the one thing that Gervonta Davis is doing special, that would have Iron Mike have to say, man, this is one of the greatest fighters ever. I would have to say that it's his competition level and his frequency of fights. Now, his competition level's been great. He hasn't fought. I think a lot of people feel like he's fought some lower level comp because he hasn't fought Devin. He hasn't fought, Ryan. He hasn't fought Vasil. There's some other big names out there within the 135, 130 division that Tank hasn't faced up with. But every other name besides those names, the biggest names at 130, 135, he's beaten them all, and pretty much all of them by knockout. So you would have to say that he's putting on great performances. His level of competition is good, and he's very exciting to watch, which was what Saul Canelo Álvarez had to say about Gervonta Davis. He said that he is his most exciting fighter to watch. When you watch him, you know there's going to be some fireworks. You might be watching a fight and you might think that he's losing, or you might think that some of the things he's doing within the ring are dangerous, and out of nowhere he scores a knockout. Man, that is excitement. And the way he goes about it, his poise in the ring, I always talk about his poise, how calm he is, the fact that he can do all of those things, and he can set an opponent up even in a situation to where it looks like he's about to lose or even be knocked out. Out of nowhere, he can turn the fight completely around, and that is pure boxing skills.
Go now. Go.
Delicioso. And I would have to say I agree with Saul Canelo Álvarez, man. Canelo has faced his own adversities within the sport. You know, he got caught doing some things maybe he shouldn't have been doing, whether it was on accident or whether it was purposely done. Hey, it is what it is. But I think Canelo, even though he got caught doing something he probably shouldn't have been doing, he's still one of the greatest boxers out there. And for him to hold Gervonta in a high regard says a lot about Canelo Álvarez and the type of person he really is. And you know, to bring up fighters getting caught doing things they shouldn't have been doing, you got to think about Conor Benn, man. Conor Benn, undefeated fighter, was making a real splash, a real wave before all the allegations came out against him. He might have been actually next up in line to fight Crawford and Spence if he didn't get caught doing some things maybe he shouldn't have been doing. Whether he did them or not, you know, is irrelevant. You know, the allegations came out, he got banned. And now he's trying to make his comeback. You know, I think it's been about a year since he's been in the ring. And, well, professionally, I don't know if he's been training the whole time. He might have been training the whole time. Looks like he stays in really good shape. But it's been about a year since he's been in a professional fight. And Manny Pacquiao is the name that's being linked with Conor Benn. It kind of came out of nowhere. You know, that's not a fight that I would have ever thought that would have been put together. But I think it's perfect timing for both of those guys. Manny Pacquiao's been wanting to make a return since he lost his presidency for the Philippines. Even before the Filipino run for presidency, he said that there was a chance he might come back. He actually challenged Ordanius Ugas to a rematch, but Ugas kind of backdoored him for the Spence fight. You know, it's all good. You know, everybody wants to be undisputed, so I can't blame Ugas for going after the bigger opportunity, you know, even though he got a lot of money for that Pacquiao rematch. But now Pacquiao wants to make his return. I think he still has a lot left in the tank. Obviously, he still has a lot left in the tank because he wouldn't be coming back if he didn't. I think Conor Benn is the perfect return fight. I would love to see him go straight into a Crawford or a Spence fight, maybe even a Boots fight, you know, to really gauge where he's at, you know, because if he's going to make a return, you got to go after those titles, and, you know, going after lower level competition wouldn't be good for Manny Pacquiao at this point in his career. If he was to fight a David Avancian, I would be highly disappointed in Manny Pacquiao. I think a lot of people would, you know, the same way they were disappointed in Terence Crawford. You know, even though Terence Crawford is a younger champion, you know, he picked a very low-level competition, and nobody was happy with that situation. But Pacquiao's return versus Benn could really reshape the welterweight division, depending on who wins that fight. If Benn wins, then you really got to put his name back up there as one of the best welterweights, or, you know, the next up, you know, to be facing off with Crawford or Spence or Boots. I'm pretty sure, you know, Boots or Virgil's name would get thrown in there with him if he was to win. But when it comes to Pacquiao, if Pacquiao is to win that fight or was to win that fight, man, it's really going to reshape the welterweight division. And I think you're going to see Spence and Crawford start to shake in their boots a little bit more, because I think those guys were already shaking in their boots back when Pacquiao was a champion, because neither one of them wanted to fight Pacquiao at the time. And, you know, neither one of them ever got in the ring with Pacquiao. They might have accepted a fight, but it never made it to the ring. So could be interesting for both of those guys if Pacquiao wins. You know, who would jump on the Pacquiao fight? Would it be those two guys? Would it be Jaron Ennis trying to make a name for himself, get a nice big bag of money? Would it be Virgil Ortiz? You know, Manny Pacquiao's going to be working with DAZN and Eddie Hearn and those guys over there, so he will already have built a relationship over there. We all know DAZN works with Golden Boy and Oscar, and Virgil Ortiz is over there as well. So, you know, there's some possible fights that could be made for Manny Pacquiao if he is to beat Conor Benn, and we just got to see. Going to be a big fight, supposed to take place in Abu Dhabi. Hopefully they can get it done and we can all be really happy boxing fans in 2023. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all that down in the comment section below. Hit that like button for me. Share. Subscribe. Holler at me on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. More than likely get a response on the tubes or holler at me over there. If you want to collabo, hit my Gmail, flockofcards@gmail.com. And we are out of here.
Okay, I'm too high for words, too fly for birds. Telling mother pigeons, get to rock, kick, you not listening. Baby, stop tripping. They ain't on your level. What part of that are you missing? Look, I just wanna put the cuffs on you. Take you to the room, put the cuffs on you. I just wanna lick on you, touch on you. Keep talking that shit and I'ma bust on you. You know I got it like that though. Take her to the movies and go down in the back row. Shitting on them bitches, why you clown them like that for? She know she got it like that, so that's my baby.
Oh my. Make me feel so right. Come and stay the night. And give it to me one more time. Oh yeah.
The little things you do must I remind you that I respect you.